Okay, so if your size based on your high bust has a smaller full bust measurement in the size chart than your actual measurement, you're going to need to do a small bust adjustment. And so here's my pattern, and if you need to do a small bust adjustment, what you need is a smaller dart here. So I'm going to show you how to do that on this half scale version of the pattern because it's a little easier to see what I'm doing. You're going to need ruler, pencil, scissors, and you're going to need paper to trace your pattern on. A good thing to use at home is wrapping paper. Unroll it to the back side so then you can lay your pattern on top and retrace it, and you've got plenty of room to have the whole pattern on there. So to make a small bust adjustment, you're going to start by drawing a line from the arm side to the point of the dart on your pattern. And then you want to draw another line straight down vertically from that bust point to the hem. And then you want to draw one more line from the outside of the dart, the center outside, to the tip of the dart. Once you have those drawn, you're going to cut. So you want to start by cutting up vertically on the pattern to the bust point, and then you want to angle out towards the arm side, and you want to cut almost through, but not quite through, the arm side. What that does is it creates this hinge here on the pattern that you can now work to adjust what you need to have adjusted. Then you want to cut through the bust towards the point, and again, don't cut all the way through, just to that edge. So now we've got two hinges here. I can move the pattern here and I can swing this out. Now here's how to figure out how much of a bust adjustment you need. Let's say for the size small that the size chart says the bust size is, the full bust is 35 inches, and your full bust is only 33 inches for that size. That means you would need a 2-inch small bust adjustment. Another example, if it's 35 inches full bust, yours is 34. You want a 1-inch small bust adjustment in total circumference. Because this pattern is only half of your body, you need to divide that number in half. So if you're doing a 1-inch small bust adjustment, divide that in half, and you need to adjust the pattern half an inch. That means each size will get half an inch, and then the total will be the 1 inch that you need. You're going to want to take your paper and your pattern, lay them together here, and then you're going to trace the center front line. You're going to go around the neckline. You're going to go across the shoulder. All of those things are going to stay the same because you don't need any changes there. But then you're going to come down to this vertical line, and you want to overlap it half an inch if you're doing that 1-inch adjustment. So I'm going to use those hinges and pull my pattern so that I've got half an inch of overlap vertically here. Scooch it in a little more. Okay, and then what I want to do is make sure that this dart is laying flat, and now I can continue to trace around the arm side. I can come around the corner to the point, to the end of that dart leg right here, and then I want to start at the end of the other dart leg and come down. I don't want to take this amount out of the waist because you still need the same amount of room there. It's just the bust that we're adjusting right now. So I want to now move this pattern back into its original position, trace the bottom corner here of the pattern where it was originally, and come around, trace the front corner. I also want to mark where this dart point was originally, and then from my overlapped pattern, we're going to mark where that dart point ends up, and that's kind of tricky. You have to move this out of the way to mark that second dart point. Once you've marked all those, you can move the pattern out of the way. And so here was my original dart point, here's my new dart point. Here's where I want my dart legs to end, and here's the original pattern on the bottom that I want. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the same hemline. I'm going to blend from where I came in towards the outer corner, and then I'm going to draw a new dart. I want it halfway in between where these were, so it's actually going to end up there. And I'm going to go from that dart point to the dart leg, and to the other dart leg. And this is what my new pattern piece would look like. Now there's one more adjustment that you might have to make after you've got the dart the right size for your body. A correctly fitted dart is going to be pointing right at the fullest point of your bust. But your body may need to have this dart higher or lower than the pattern. And to determine that, what you need to do is wear a shirt with a shoulder seam that's centered on your shoulder and measure from your shoulder seam down to the fullest part of your bust with a relaxed shoulder. You're going to take that measurement and you're going to add 1/2 inch to it. Then you're going to take your full-size pattern and you're going to measure down from the shoulder point and see if the dart is pointing right at your number. If it is, you're good to go and you can start cutting and sewing. If it's not, you may need to raise or lower the dart. So in order to do that, what you're going to do is draw a line from the point of your dart to the center front. And then you want to go ahead and cut out your dart. Now it can be either way, that you need to raise or you need to lower. Whatever your measurement was, say your measurement was 1/2 inch higher than the measurement on the pattern. You're going to want to go from your line, you're going to want to mark another line at 1/2 inch up from the first one. And then we're going to, connect the dots, draw that horizontally across. And you want to raise your dart to that point. And you want to keep these outer lines matched up. Similarly, if you were going to lower your dart, you would go 1/2 inch down. Say you needed it 1/2 inch lower. Draw your line. And then you want to lower your dart, keeping this line in line with each other. You can even line that up with the ruler. Then you need to stick paper under your gap, whether it's above or below your dart, retrace that seam, and then that would be your adjusted pattern piece that's going to fit you perfectly. And then at that point, you're ready to start cutting your fabric and sewing.